Okay, in today's video, I'm going to share with you guys my favorite manicures for 2020. I didn't pull a specific number of manicures. I just kind of went through all of my manicures for last year and I just started pulling polishes that I remember looking awesome on the nails. I'm gonna share with you guys individual polishes that I wore as single manicures, but I'm also gonna share with you guys some pairings and that I enjoyed so much, just the combination of the two polishes. I'll start off with this little pair right here that I wore during summer. I paired up Trendsetter from China Glaze, which is a pea soup green kind of color. It has gold shimmer, and then over top of it I put on Essie's Shine at the Time, which is a flaky topper. The little shift in the flake here is blue, green, I get a little orange and a little yellow, and putting something like this maybe over top of a much darker color will show up the shifting of the flakies a little bit more, but I felt like over top of Trendsetter it softened it up a little bit, but I could still see it. It just looked a little bit more delicate. This little pair I thought looked really beautiful. I'd never paired up a gray base with a very warm leaning gold glitter topper. So I have Pop Beauty's Granite Glam, which is a grape cream, and then I topped it over with Zoya's Maria Luisa, which is a very warm leaning gold glitter. And the glitters, there's a varying size, varying shaped little glitters here that spread out nicely on the nails. But what I also did is mattified it, and I think that's what elevated this manicure for me. This glitter topper I put over top of these two polishes at separate times. I'll start off with this combination first. I started off as a base with Pacific Blue from Sally Hansen. This is the original formula. This is a cobalt blue and it leans a little bit dusty, and then put Pirouette My Whistle over top of that, and I thought that looked great. Pirouette My Whistle has a fine silver shimmer, and it has larger white hexes that are they're a little transparent and a little bit satiny, and because they're transparent they just layer nicely over top of each other. I feel like they add this beautiful layering effect on the nails and they look a little multi-dimensional. So love the little glitters in this one. And then I layered over Pirouette over top of Secret Peri-wink-el from China Glaze, which is an awesome polish on its own. Although I wore my manicure in the summer, I didn't end up posting it on Instagram until winter, and someone said that it looked like a very wintry mani, and I could not agree more. I thought this pair was really precious, really enjoyed it. This combination I wore on my birthday. I have Emerald from KB Shimmer, which is an emerald green shimmer, and it has gold holographic shimmers in here. I want to say at some point I also saw some silver, but I think they've mostly settled to the bottom. They almost look platinum. I don't know, I could be mistaken. Point is, it's an emerald green, and then I topped it over with KB Shimmer's Yes Weekend. I'm pretty sure I mentioned this in my favorites of 2019, but that's because it's a really awesome topper. This one is a multi-chrome flaky topper, so you see some blue, some green, teal, maybe it's the shifting of the green to the blue or the blue to the green, I'm not really sure, and then you see some pink, yellow, purple. It's just a party in a bottle, I feel like. I wore this manicure two ways. I started off with a glossy top coat and it looked awesome. It brought out all the little holographics and this, and then just the little flakies looked amazing. But then the following days I mattified it, and I want to say I almost loved this manicure mattified more, because this one ended up looking, no, not this one, this one ended up looking like grass on the nails, and then this ended up looking like confetti over top of grass, like when you have a party and you break the piñata and all of the confetti falls on the grass. I kept envisioning that, but on my nails. Shimmer Mist from LA Colors. I put it over top of a black base, also from LA Colors, I think. The base doesn't matter. The star of the show is this glitter topper, because I feel like LA Colors put everything but the kitchen sink in this. There is a micro silver glitter, micro holographic silver glitter, holographic bar glitter, silver holographic shards of glitter, larger silver glitter. I mean, like everything. They put so much in this little bottle. This is a type of glitter that you cannot gradually build up. This loads up heavy at first application and it looks a little tacky, but I love me a tacky manicure. Give me a tacky manicure any day. So it is a little trashy but classy at the same time. I love it. I thought it was really awesome. I loved it so much so that I went out and bought a little backup, because these are very inexpensive. That's what shocks me, I think, about this one, is that I don't think this is more than $3, and they managed to fit so much in this little bottle. So love it. Highest bidder from Essie. This is part of the Silk watercolor line. This is basically like a jelly. It's very transparent. It's very candy-like, I feel like, on the nails. I wore this when my nails were very long, so it made my nails look like fake, first of all, and they look like glass nails, and I think that's what I adored about it. So I put 3 coats on all of my nails except for my ring finger, and you could still see the nail line, but again, they look like glass nails. On the ring finger, I started off with 2 coats of this, and then on the tips of my nails, I added I Saw the Shine from Moonshine Mandy, another flaky topper. Moonshine Mandy came out with this one, I think last year, to try to dupe Essie's Shine of the Time. So again, this is not available, but other indie makers have flaky toppers available, so it's something that you can find. So this, I put it on the tip of the nails, only on the ring finger, and then I put another coat of Highest Bidder over top of it, and it made it look like stone that was encapsulated in glass. The only issue that I have with this polish is that I am down to here, and that's not from usage. I haven't opened this more than a handful of times. So I opened it when I put it on, no, when I first got it. When I put it on, I shared it in a monthly manis, and I'm sharing it with you guys here. And I feel like this is shrinking quickly. I don't know if you guys have had that experience. You guys have to let me know. And I did notice after the first application, this got really thick. Look at, when is it gonna drip? I don't know. It's going. That could be because there's a crap ton of flakes. There's a lot of flakes in here. The flakes in this one though are a little bit larger than the ones from Essie's Shine of the Times. It's still really beautiful. It's just that it's thickening up, and that's concerning to me. All right, I think I'm gonna talk about all of the Essies that I freaking adored. This is Check Your Baggage from Essie. It's more of a, it's not quite a sunshine yellow. It is vibrant. This one, I would say it's more of a buttery kind of yellow. It's bright, but it's a little toned down. I don't know how else to explain it. 3 coats for this one. Pretty typical formula for a yellow, but really good. Really good, not difficult by any means. This is Soak Up the Sun. This, I think, on their website was described as a pale coral or soft coral or pastel coral or something of the sort. It is a toned down coral, and it's very orange leaning, and it was beautiful. I think this one also took 3 coats. Buzzling Bazaar, I really like that collection. God, it was awesome. I think these colors were awesome for spring and summer. So this is a turquoise cream. I think this is the one that took a couple coats to get opaque on the nails. And then Free to Roam is the pastel pink that I loved so much. I love pastel pinks in general. I've mentioned that before. This one, although it took 3 coats, it wasn't a streaky formula. It wasn't a difficult formula like Fiji from Essie, which is one of my all-time favorite polishes. I adore it, and I'm willing to work with the difficulty of the formula, but this was not that. And I think it's because Fiji has a lot more white than Free to Roam has. This one's just a little bit deeper, although pastel, it's a little bit deeper than Fiji, and it was great. This one here, I think, came out in the spring collection. I want to say that it did, and this was a more, to me, it was like a very sophisticated, almost more mature kind of pink, because it's a little bit more rosy, and then it has this very fine gold shimmer. So I did have to be just slightly bit careful with application, otherwise I could get a little bit of a brush strokes, but it wasn't too noticeable. So just a little bit more toned down, a little bit more of a mature kind of pink. I don't know why I have this pink over here. I don't want to talk about that one just yet. And then an old favorite that I actually ended up repurchasing last year after not owning it for 3 to 4 years. This is Gogensa from Essie. This is a polish that I have finished numerous bottles of and repurchased. I bought this bottle and given it away to people because I feel like everybody needs to own this particular polish. It's a very pale purple. It has a lot of white in it, and if my memory serves me right, back then it wasn't an overly difficult formula, but I felt like the formula this time around with this bottle was a lot easier. I don't know if they changed the formula, I'm not really sure. And I got the old thin slim brush, and still no issues with application. I put it on the nails, and I remember why I loved it so much. I wore this a couple times as a manicure, and then I wore it as a pedicure. I want to say 1 or 2 times as well, because I couldn't get enough of it. Let's move on to Orly, shall we? I have 4 Orleys to talk about. This one was hard because I wanted to bring out the neon yellow, and I also wanted to bring out their neon green. But when I look at the whole collection, although I love them, I was thinking to myself, which polish am I gonna really reach for often, and that's far out. For sure. Great formula for this one. 2 coats, I think, is what it took. I said I wasn't going to talk about formula, and here I am talking about formula. I can't help it. Fireball is an old one. This is a neon red, and it has a very fine little shimmer that's slightly visible on the nails. 3 coats for this one because it is a neon. It's a little bit more transparent, but it's so beautiful. I forgot how beautiful it is, and I don't know why I don't reach for it more often. It's not a polish that I've worn a lot of, really, sadly. And then one that I think came out earlier, in the earlier parts of last year, this is Lilac You Mean It. The base of this is a lilac, and it has a little bit of gray in it, and then it has a strong purple shimmer that is visible on the nails, a little bit on the sheer side, so it does require 3 coats, and I can slightly, and I mean slightly, see my nail line, but it's not patchy, it's not streaky, it's leveled out, and it's even on the nails. It's just a little bit more of a thinner formulation. This is called In the Groove. I have a couple ways of describing it because it looks almost like chocolate, so a little decadent on the nails, but it also leans to me more like a terracotta, like a rich terracotta color. Great formula for this one. Also, I have a couple from Colores de Carol. I bought 6 polishes from Colores de Carol. I've worn everything minus 1. These 2 out of the ones that I've worn are my favorites. This is Camp Crystal Lake. When I bought this one, I'm not gonna lie to you, I bought it specifically for the name of it. When I saw pictures of the swatches, I wasn't really sold, and I was thinking to myself, it's just okay, whatever. I don't think I'm gonna love it so much, but I want it because of the name. And then I put it on the nails, and pictures and videos do 0 justice for this polish. It's multi-shifting, so you get some teal, some purple, and then you get some flakes, all of which is very visible on the nails. And then this one I wore on Halloween. So this one is called Elm Street, and this one on Colores de Carol's website is described as a burnt orange jelly. You'll see in the close-up bottle shots on the neck of the bottle, it's orange. Because it is a jelly, it takes a few coats, and after you're done layering about 3 coats of this, it ends up looking red on the nails. This one also has multi-shifting flakies, some of which are very large pieces in here, and all of the flakies are very visible in direct light, in low light. It doesn't really matter. Some of my pictures though in direct light don't show the flakies quite as much, but in person I could see them, so I went ahead and took some pictures in low light so you guys can can see all of the little flakies. It was amazing. This is now going to become a yearly staple, so I can pair it up with or wear it with my Freddy Krueger sweater. One from China Glaze, Celebratory. I don't think this is going to be a shocker. This came out just this winter. Or was it a holiday themed collection? I'm not really sure. I wasn't up to date with the collections. I just know that I saw bar glitter. I wanted to have it in my collection for sure. This one, I need to brush it onto a little sponge because I need to see exactly what's in here, but I want to say that it is micro glitter and then silver bar glitter, but the silver bar glitter ends up looking green on the nails because it has a bit more of a sheer base, kind of like a jelly base. This is just I don't think it's quite a jelly, but it's more of a sheer tinted green base. So the bar glitters end up looking green on the nails, and it ends up looking like Christmas tree on the nails. I paired this one up with Twinkle Lights from China Glaze and Ruby Pumps, so you're gonna see it in a little Skittles Manny. Julie G's Bikini is one that I repurchased last year after not owning it for quite a few years. This is a brand that used to be sold at Rite Aid, but they no longer carry the brand, but I was able to find it on Amazon, and I'm so happy to have it back in my collection. I love this. This is a neon coral, and it leans a little bit more. I don't have Flip Flop Fantasy anymore because I broke my bottle last year, but I want to say this one leans a little bit more pink, and so I've always preferred this one over Flip Flop Fantasy. Tricky formula for this one, 3 to 4 coats, but it is a neon, so that is to be expected, but every layer is worth it. This is from Starly and it's called Skyline. This is a blue foil. So the particles of this, I'll show you guys a close-up bottle because you could see all the little particles in the bottle. It's really interesting. This is made up of micro foil flakies, and it is so beautiful and reflective. I did have issue with application. I talked about it in my monthly manis video, so I'll go ahead and link it down below. But at 2 coats, it does get opaque, and I think it's amazing. I wore it twice during summer, and this is going to become a staple during summer for me. A manicure that I actually wore in the month of December for the holiday season. This is from Defy and Inspire. It's called Gauntlet, and gray is actually the color, the Pantone color of the year, so that's great. These will work really well. So Gauntlet, I wore it on all of my nails and mattified them, and then on my ring finger I drew on a little wreath. I'll link that video on how I did that up on the cards if I have room. What I liked about that mani is like I kept all of the nails gray, including the one on my ring finger, but then I added glossy top coat over top of the wreath so that the wreath could stand out a little bit more, and it did. From LBK, this is called Beaming Britain. This is more of a mauve color. It's a pinky mauve, and it leans a little bit purple, and this is a linear holographic, and it has a great formula. A couple coats. I wore this on super long nails and I did not require more than 2 coats. I may have added a third just for support on the nails though, but really awesome. The holographics are so visible in the sunlight especially, but what sold me with this one is that I was sitting in my sister's living room and it was very dim, it was very dark in there, and yet I could still see all of the rainbows on the nails. I almost did not want to take this polish off. I think I wore it for a good 4, maybe 5 days, and it still looked really good. I had barely any tip wear, no chipping. I wanted to switch it out just so that I could use my other polishes, but really and honestly, I could have kept on wearing this for another week. Decay from 90 Lacquer is awesome. This is so beautiful. It's such a funky kind of green. It's kind of a murky, swampy looking green, and it has gold shimmer that is visible on the nails. And although it's a little murky, it still ends up looking very rich and potent. I think it's beautiful, and it's going to be a staple for every fall season moving forward. One from Morgan Taylor. I wanted to mention another pink, but I think that's enough pinks. This one is called Be Girl Style. If I really look at all of the polishes that I wore from Morgan Taylor, because I wore quite a few of her neons, I love them all. But this one just stands out a little bit more. Funny enough though, this is the one that requires more coats. This one has, it's a very bright polish. It's not quite a neon, but it is very bright. And it almost has a neon polishes kind of formulation where it's a little transparent. So at that time, I think I still had ridges on my nails. I've now, I think, grown most of them out, but it was taking 3 to 4 coats to get opaque on the nails. I know that's kind of crazy and for me to mention it in a favorites, but I adore this color on the nails, and quite frankly every layer dried significantly quick because it kind of dries almost like to a semi matte, so they dry fairly quickly. This one also has a blue little shimmer that's not too visible on the nails, but you can see it helps it not fall flat on the nails, and I think that helps it look very vibrant on the nails also. And then last, oh my god, how long is this video gonna be? Mural on the Wall from OPI. This came out in the Mexico City collection. I bought this polish when it first came out, and my sister loved it so much that I ended up giving her my bottle with the intent of eventually repurchasing it again. I just recently picked this up. So Mural on the Wall has more of a crelly base, and it's a coral, and it has gold, varying size, gold glitter, but even some almost look like little flakes, I want to say. And I find this to be super interesting and unique for OPI. So this one got me really excited, and it looks beautiful on the nails now. Because it is acrylic, it does require 3 coats, and at 3 coats I can slightly, and I mean slightly, see my nail line, but it's kind of distracting because of all of the little flakes or the little gold glitters that show up on the nails beautifully. Okay, that is everything, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.